I had the question about the demerits because demerits now are being given very very early. Like I had students who just talking about like their younger sister in kindergarten at a charter school. I won't name what charter school it is, but just demerits for everything because the students are talking while they're online, or if the students can't sit still in the classroom, if the student comes late to school. And in kindergarten, if you come late to school, it's not your fault. It's because your parent brought you in late. I mean, what point is the demerit? Or why aren't kindergartners supposed to socialize with each other? Everybody knows that kindergartners can't stand in line and just be people. They don't do that. Well, I mean, who gives demerits for that? And what's the purpose?
The purpose is tear them down.
The purpose is because some people feel that our children lack discipline. And the key to success, educational success, and success in life for our children is discipline. And once you get a child disciplined to the point where they are totally compliant and you don't have to deal with any behavioral issues, then they can learn. Yeah, but that is counter to child development.
And that's the misconception that people have about every charter school. It's like, no.
And so until parents until parents pay attention to their choices for schools and ask the right questions, we're going to have situations where kids aren't allowed to be kids, or kids feel as if chewing gum is something worth being removed from class for. I'm just leave that right there.
And when it comes to so when I'm talking to my teachers, coaching them as their supervisor and their instructional leader, they always want to create this point system. But they get 3 points. They start with 3 points a day. If they don't come in and do now, I'm going to take off a point. So the first 15 minutes, some kids don't have any points. So why should I do any other work? Right. I don't have any points. I have a 0 for the day. And I tell them that. I said, okay, so Janique comes into the classroom, and Janique is not, you take away Janique's points the first 15 minutes of class. Why should I do anything? Right. You took away my points. And so you should not create a system where like, okay, you get 10 points for the day. You start off with 10, and if you don't, and then you can end with 10 as long as you do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, no, how about you give them credit based on what they complete? Yeah, and I always tell students, they're like, well, I know that we start off with 100 and you just chop our grade down. I'm like, no, that's not how you should not operate that way. When you look in the computer system, everybody, the first day of school, you all have blanks. You don't have hundreds and then it's like cut the grade in half until you get to a 50. Like that's a terrible practice. Yeah. Your grade is based on what you do. Whatever you do, I'll put in that grade, and that's what you've earned. And so teachers want to just take, I don't know, and this is how they were taught, and it worked for one person. So everyone's like, okay, I'm going to have this 5-point system, and then I'm just going to, they lost all their points within 30 minutes. And I'm like, and this is why you have classroom management issues. Because they know they don't have any, I'm going to write their name on the board, and every time I put a check, I'm like, this is why you have classroom management issues. So create good lessons that are engaging and give them the credit for what they're actually doing. And so instead of saying, I'm going to take a point away, say to the child,
you did and so I'm giving you a point for.
Or, I can't give you any credit at this moment because you haven't done anything. So once you start doing something, then I can give you some credit instead of taking it away. Just like, it's like reverse psychology. Just switch your language, and you'll see more success because they're used to being chopped down and yelled at and degraded and things. They're used to that. They get that at home. I can't call a kid's name. I might say, hey, Janique. Like, what? I'm like, whoa, relax. I just want to say, I like how your uniform is so, like, pressed today. Because you were a little wrinkled yesterday. You look great today. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
they're
calm.
On edge.
They're always on edge.
All the time. And
if they come into a space where a negative environment, where it's like, things are going to be taken away from me, then it changes everything once you change your language.
I'll never forget. Yeah, I was in high school. I'll never forget in chemistry class in high school, and I was talking to one of my classmates, and Dr. Frier, he was like, "Rabia, minus 85 points," and I was like, "Well, I might as well not take the test. I got a 15 before I even started. Just don't take it no more. This don't make no sense."
85.
It's like minus 85 points. I was like, "I'm not taking it then. I got 15. This don't make no sense."
That's a setup.
It is.
But yeah, like,
it is.
yeah.
You can't do that. And it's like, well, or a kid that's compliant. This is my biggest issue that I have with teachers. Kids that are quiet and compliant and they just sit there and don't say anything. They get like 90s in the class. Like, oh, they're so quiet. Like, but what are they doing?
Right. They haven't contributed
to anything, but they're just so quiet. And then they take a test or whatever, and it's like, I don't understand how they got a 15. Because the kid just sat there and didn't say anything, and you didn't go to check for understanding. You didn't go to assess. You didn't go to do anything. You just said, oh, they're quiet, so I'm going to leave them. They should know what's happening. Just because they're quiet, they're not listening. They are zoned out, thinking about what they're going to eat after school. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's just, I love my job. I do. But it's just like little things. It's like, where are they learning that from? So what's happening in college?